of para 3 of Caro 2016, end use of monies raised. Clause 9, which is end use of monies raised. Yes, it says where any monies have been raised by IPO, initial public offer, further public offer, including debt instruments. You can also come up with a debenture issue, no? So whether any money has been raised by IPO, FPO, including debt instruments or term loans. Whether such monies have been applied. Whether such monies have been applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained. Whether such monies have been applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained. If not applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained, then it says the details with the delays and the defaults. The details with the delays and the defaults. और अब कारो 2016 में इतना गुस्सा है, वो बोलते हैं if not, you've not used the money for the purpose for which you raised. The details with the delays and the defaults and the subsequent rectification if any. And the subsequent, they've made it very stringent now. मतलब आधे पे छोड़ने का नहीं, yes no बोल के नहीं, उसका no आया तो फिर आगे क्या किया? You've not used it, तो subsequently ठीक किया क्या? मतलब one step going ahead now. Subsequent rectification if any. Whether any monies have been raised by initial public offer, further public offer, including debt instruments and term loans, whether they have been applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained. You understand? And if not, so 3 Ds I have. मैंने कैसे याद करके रखा है, दिमाग में fix करके रखा है. D. The details with the delays and the defaults. ऐसे word पकड़ के रखना पड़ता है, नहीं तो फिर वो छूट जाता है. You understand? If not, then the details with the delays and the defaults if any, and subsequent rectification. Yes, and also the subsequent rectification. Does everybody get that? Okay. Now don't write with me or stop writing for the time being. You understand? Right. Yes, so now IPO, FPO. So now I need to check whether they have been applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained. Okay, so IPO, FPO and term loans. Okay, IPO, FPO, I need to check the proposed use and then I need to check the actual use. I need to check the proposed use and then I need to check the actual use. Okay, for IPO, for FPO, I can check the proposed use from the prospectus. Statement in lieu of prospectus, advertisement, information memorandum, any of these. Proposed use. And actual use I can check from the books of account. Am I right? Right. And for term loans, I need to check the proposed use from the loan agreement. And actual use, again I can check it from the books of account. Is it right? Okay. So what was given in the prospectus of the company? Okay, the money has been raised, to purchase a new plant and machinery. And then actually what they have done, they have given the, say a bonus to all their employees. You understand? So that the reporting will come over here. Or say one more example I can give you. Okay, the company said that whatever money we will raise through this IPO, we are going to use it for purchase of plant and machinery. Okay, so the IPO money came to the company in December 2017. Okay, but now this machinery which they have to buy is not going to be ready before May 2018. So now say 5 to 6 months, the funds will lie idle. Already the investors have put their money into the company. So temporarily what they have done, for 5 months, they have put the money into some mutual funds. So have it been used for the purpose other than for which it has been obtained? Yes. So in this case, subsequent rectification if any. So what did you do? Because there was delay, that is why for the time being you parked it in mutual fund. And then after that, May 18, when the machine would have been ready, then you purchase the machinery. So that's subsequent rectification. You understand? So that is why they put the concept of subsequent rectification. And bank loan though is very easy to check. Why? Because generally if you tell a bank that I want a loan to purchase plant and machinery, bank will keep that plant and machinery only as a security. And unless and until you don't repay the loan, that security, the plant and machinery is not transferred in your name. It doesn't come in the name of the company, any asset or so. You understand? Whatever property or whatever purpose for which you are taking the loan, that is only kept as a security by the bank. But now say the bank has given a loan for doing research and development. Now what security can be kept by the bank? No security. So what the company said, we want money, loan for doing research and development. And what they did, out of the research and development money, they purchased a car for the research and development manager. You understand? Now see, if you wanted to buy a car, you could have taken a car loan. Now why do you take an R&D loan for that? So that reporting will come under clause 9 of CARO 2016. Right? Do you understand clause 9 of CARO 2016? Right. What does it say? Yes, whether money is raised by IPO, FPO, initial public offer, further public offer, including debt instruments and term loans, were they applied, very important word over there, applied for the purpose for which they were raised. If not, then 3 Ds kaun se wahan pe? The delays together with the delays or the defaults and the subsequent rectification, if any, as may be applicable to be reported. Does everybody understand? So what is very important over here? The proposed use and the actual use. And so what happened? You tell at home, okay, no, I have to join class. You understand? No. And then you say at home that transfer money into the bank account. Okay, and then the money is transferred. And then you say 10,000 rupees fee. And then what you do with you say 10,000 rupees to aa gaya ghar se. You understand? Okay, right. But then after that, what you do? You tie up with your friend. है ना, तीनों ने अपने घर से 10,000 रुपीस मंगवा लिया. यू अंडरस्टैंड. पर फिर उसके बाद आपने किया एक पेन ड्राइव खरीदा, है ना, 7,000 रुपीस में. तीनों ने लैपटॉप पे शेयर करके देख लिया लेक्चर. यू अंडरस्टैंड. तो अदर इनकम. You understand? No. So your reporting should happen under clause 9 of para 3 of CARO 2016. You understand? So whether term loans or money is raised by IPO, FPO, whether they have been applied. जैसे clause 6 में important word क्या था? Made and maintained. वैसे clause 9 में what is the important word? Applied for the purpose. Applied के जगह तुम used भी बोलोगे तो मुझे बोलोगे मैडम same ही तो meaning है. But that's not the technical language. इतना मैं आपको बोल सकती हूँ. है ना? You can write also whether it has been used, but no. Applied is the technical word given over there. So whether they have been applied for the purpose for which they have been obtained, if not 3 Ds. D3. What is D3? The details with the delays and the defaults. And subsequent rectification, if any, if may be applicable. Does everybody get that? So examination of the offer document. And then you need to verify from the financial statements the actual use of the money. Right. Then after that, it says American Depository Receipts, GDR, ADR may not fall within the scope of this clause. And again, term loans, generally it becomes a security, hai na, the asset for which you are taking the loan. Yes. And the auditor should compare the purpose for which the term loans were sanctioned with the actual utilization of the loan. Are you getting? So proposed use and the actual use. So offer document, I told you prospectus. Then check it with the financial statements. Then GDR, FDR, it doesn't come. Then offer for sale of securities, again is not coming. Same is outside the purview of this clause. Right. And then you have to do the reporting. Nature of the fund raised, whether it is IPO, FPO, term loan. Details of the default, reason and the delay, the amount and the subsequent rectification, if any. Yes, does everybody understand that? Clause 9 of CARO 2016. What is clause 9? End use of monies raised. You understand? End use of monies raised. Right. So if you again look at Reliance, in our opinion and according to the information and explanation given to us the company has not defaulted in the repayment of loans or borrowings to financial institutions, bank, government, and dues to debenture holders. So banks, financial institutions, government, debenture holders, clause 8. And clause 9, in our opinion and according to the information and explanation given to us, money is raised by way of debt instruments and the term loans during the year have been applied by the company for the purpose for which they were raised. Yes, have been applied for the purpose for which they have been raised, right? So you may copy down this. End use of money is raised. Done, everyone? Okay. Right. Then when I had discussed SA 240 with you, what was SA 240? The auditor's responsibilities relating to fraud in an audit of financial statements. What did I tell you? Whenever you come to know that there is a fraud which has happened in the organization, पूरी दुनिया को 10-12 बार चिल्ला के बताना है. 12 बार क्यों? क्योंकि 143.12 क्लॉज 12 बार क्यों? क्योंकि 143.12 एकदम अलर्ट रहने का, नहीं तो फंस जाते हैं. यू अंडरस्टैंड ना? ऐसे मैंने जानबूझ के पहले 12 बोला. ओके, राइट. 12 बार क्यों? क्योंकि 143.12 ड्यूटी टू रिपोर्ट दी फ्रॉड टू सीजी. एंड 10 बार क्यों? क्योंकि क्लॉज 10 ऑफ कारो 2016. क्लॉज 10 ऑफ कारो 2016. What does clause 10 of CARO 2016 say? Any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company, the new entry over there, by its officers or employees. Matlab external fraud, supplier did a fraud on the company, not covered in CARO 2016. That's the new change. Old CARO, even external frauds were covered. New CARO, external frauds are not covered. Any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company by its officers or employees. Do you get? By its officers or employees, noticed or reported during the year. Noticed मतलब confirmed है कि fraud हुआ है. और reported, management ने आके खुद को आपको बताया कि देखो हमारे कंपनी में ऐसा fraud हो गया. Noticed or reported मतलब लगता है कि fraud हुआ है. यहाँ पे कारो में reporting नहीं होगा. Noticed or reported during the year? If yes, then the nature and amount of fraud is to be nature and amount of fraud is to be reported. वो बोलते हैं सिर्फ amount of fraud नहीं, even the nature of the fraud. Even the nature of the fraud. Okay, what exactly did that employee or officer did? So any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company by its officers or employee noticed or reported during the year. If yes, the nature and amount involved is to be reported. the nature and the amount of fraud involved is required to be reported. So what did I tell you? What are the frauds which are not covered in in clause 10 of CARO 2016? Yes, external frauds not covered. Am I right? External frauds not covered. Suspected frauds not covered. क्योंकि क्या बोला है? Noticed or reported. तो मुझे लगता है कि कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. It won't come under CARO. And it says you need to apply the concept of materiality as given in SA 320. मतलब immaterial frauds also not covered in CARO 2016. So which are the frauds which are not covered in CARO 2016? External frauds not covered. Suspected frauds not covered. Only actual frauds covered. And immaterial frauds not covered. Whereas 143.12, external frauds also covered. Suspected frauds also covered. And materiality, there it is 1 crore. You know, na? 143.12. There what is materiality? It is determined by law, na? 1 crore or above. Less than 1 crore, then only to audit committee board. And more than or equal to 1 crore, then central government. Do you understand? Any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company, by its officers or employees, noticed or reported during the year? If yes, the nature and amount involved is to be reported. So now, Auditor Chashma, what does it say? You need to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism throughout the audit. Right? Then after that, what does it say? You need to obtain the report of the internal auditors. Report of the internal auditors. Then you also need to follow the audit procedures of SA 240. Right. And then it says you also need to check with 143.12, duty to report the fraud to CJ. Right? And then you can go through the minutes of the meetings where these frauds would have been discussed. Minutes of the meetings of the board of directors, shareholders. Right? So any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company, by its officers or employee, this was not there up to CARO 2015. So you better mind what I'm telling you. And by its officers or employees. So fraud done by supplier, fraud done by bank on the company, not covered in CARO 2016. No reporting under CARO 2016. Which are the 3 frauds which are not covered in CARO 2016? External frauds, suspected frauds and immaterial frauds. Because it says you need to apply the concept of audit materiality in accordance with SA 320 while doing the reporting under clause 10. Does everybody understand that? Right. So that is clause 10. What is clause 10? Yes, fraud. Any fraud on the company or any fraud by the company, by its officers or employees, noticed or reported during the year. If yes, the nature and amount involved is to be reported. Ye dekho Reliance. In our opinion and according to the information explanation given to us, no material fraud. अब एक तो रिलायंस में मटीरियलिटी मतलब 1000-2000 करोड़. You understand? No. Right. No material fraud by the company or on the company by its officers or employees has been noticed or reported during the year. So there is no question of giving the nature and amount of the fraud. Okay, just because I've come to their financial statements. Okay, have we seen this before? Yes, their equity, the balance sheet of Reliance. It says they have reserves and surplus of 2,36,936 crore. This balance sheet is rupees in crore, no? Okay, right. Okay, right. Then their revenue from operations, rather it has gone drastically down. Some 2-3 years back it was 4 lakh plus crore. Now they have come down to 2,51,100 crore. Right, so sale of products, income from services. So 2,51,100 ka 1% bhi liya, benchmark as sales, and then you apply a percentage. So that's also going to be a very huge amount over there. 2,500 crore is going to be material. Oh, 1% तो लेने ही पड़ेगा ना. 1% से कम क्या ले? और अगर 1.5 भी लिया तो 1,250 crore आएगा. तो मटीरियल फ्रॉड वो बोलते नहीं हुआ है, मतलब इमटीरियल भी 300-400 करोड़ का हो सकता है. You understand over there? No. Right. Then after that, if you look at their profit for the year, it says 27,000 crore. Means per day they are making like 80-90 crore ka profit. Then only for 365 days it can be 27,417 crore. You understand? No. So 27,000 crore and then all the excise and all those details. Okay. Right. So what is that? Clause 10. Any fraud by the company or any fraud on the company by its officers or employee noticed or reported, nature and amount involved. Right, so this clause requires all frauds or noticed or reported shall be reported indicating the nature and amount. So what does it say? External persons or parties should not be considered. Then only noticed fraud shall be included and not the suspected frauds. Are you getting? You need to consider materiality, so only material frauds will be reported. तो ये तीनों पॉइंट मैंने आपको बताया ना, external frauds, suspected frauds and immaterial frauds. Then while planning an audit, the auditor should discuss with the other members of the audit team the susceptibility of the company to material misstatement. While planning, the auditor should make inquiries of management. The auditor should examine the reports of the internal auditor. Yes, the auditor should examine the minutes of the meetings. The auditor should inquire from the management about any frauds that it has noticed or has been reported to it. Yes, the auditor should examine the minutes book of the board meeting, and the auditor should obtain a written representation from the management. Yes, the auditor should obtain the written representation from the management. So is clause 10 okay for everyone? What is clause 10? Fraud. Okay, right? So how many clauses have we already completed? 10 clauses. Right. So now if I tell you, yes, you need to fill in the columns for the date of arrival and the date of departure for an evening flight for, no writing with me, MNR and PNR. Right? Fill in the columns for the date of arrival and the date of departure for an evening flight for MNR and PNR. So fill the, उधर क्या लिखा है? The. But you know, as a chartered accountant, बहुत adjust करना पड़ता है life में. So the columns. Fill in the columns. Why the? Because I am telling you. Okay. Fill in the columns regarding the date of arrival and the date of departure for an evening flight for MNR and PNR. Right? Fill in the columns. Fill in the columns regarding the date of arrival and the date of departure for an evening flight for MNR and PNR. Right? So, fixed assets, inventories, loans to Section 189 parties, then LIGS, deposits from public, then you have the cost records. Right, then statutory dues, repayment of dues. Yes, repayment of dues, end use of monies raised, end use of monies raised and fraud. Then managerial remuneration, new entry in Caro 2016. Managerial remuneration, Nidhi Company. Then related parties. Then preferential allotment, non-cash transactions, and registration with RBI. Yes, registration with RBI. Right, so how do you get the words over here? Fill in the columns for the date of arrival and the date of departure for an evening flight for MNR and PNR. Now what is happening? This is also NR, this is also NR. You understand? तो इधर का उधर जा सकता है. निधि के जगह non cash के जगह निधि, and registration with RPI and RP and a related party that may get interchange. So then how we have decided कि पहले निधि से पार्टी लेने का, फिर RBI को कैश देने का. You understand? Okay, right, copy down. सब decide करके रखना पड़ता है. Yes, copy down. Written, everyone? Okay. Fill in the columns for the date of arrival and date of departure for an evening flight for MNR and PNR. तो evening flight तक तो अपना हो गया है. So now left is MNR and PNR. Okay, because I'll just write down the section numbers right now, because then probably I will not draw the chart again. So we are yet to finish 6 clauses, but I just want to give the Companies Act section reference, which are now coming in Caro 2016. Okay, so now I'm writing with a black color pen. So already clause 3 mein we've written section 189, hai na? Clause 3 mein we've already written section 189. Now clause 4 mein section 185 and section 186. Then clause 6 में clause 5 में section 73 to section 76, 2, not and, section 73 to section 76. Cost records में section 148 subsection 1 of the Companies Act. Then after that in fraud we have 143(12), and end use, in the repayment of dues we also have schedule 3 to the Companies Act. Then managerial remuneration, we have section 197 read with schedule 5 to the Companies Act. Right, then related parties, we have section 177 and section 188 of the Companies Act. Preferential allotment, we have section 42 of the Companies Act. Non-cash transactions, we have section 192 of the Companies Act. So section 42. Right, for preferential allotment. For non-cash transactions, section 192. For related parties, section 177, 188. Managerial remuneration, 197, schedule 5. Repayment of dues, schedule 3 also comes over there, no? Continuing default is also required to be disclosed as per schedule 3. End use of money is raised. Then fraud, 143(12). Right, and others I've already made a reference. Did you get what I have written right now? The section references. The yellow ones I've written right now. Schedule 3. General instructions for preparation of balance sheet. Done, everyone? Okay. Right. So now coming to clause 11 of para 3 of Caro 2016, which is regarding the managerial remuneration R raised to 10, sunrise, new clause in Caro. Managerial remuneration. Yes, R raised to 10. Yes, what does clause 11 say? Whether managerial remuneration, MR, whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for. Whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for in accordance with the requisite approvals. Whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for in accordance with the requisite approvals mandated under section 197 of the Companies Act 2013, read with schedule 5 to the Companies Act. Right, whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for in accordance with the requisite approvals mandated under section 197, read with schedule 5 to the Companies Act 2013. If not, then the amount involved. And now I told you na, Caro 2016 mein bahut gussa hai. It's very stringent. It says, if not, the amount involved and the steps taken for securing refund of the same. So if excess managerial remuneration paid, don't only tell us what is the excess remuneration paid, has it been taken back. Steps taken for securing refund of the same. Steps taken for securing refund of the same. If not, the amount involved and steps taken by the company for securing refund of the same. Whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for in accordance with the requisite approvals mandated under section 197 of the Companies 197 read with schedule 5 to the Companies Act 2013. If not, then state the amount involved and the steps taken by the company for securing the refund of the same. Can anybody tell me what is the percentage of managerial remuneration? 11% of the net profits of the company. Okay, so now if I make a case study for you. Okay, a private limited has paid managerial remuneration at 12% of net profits to its management during the year. Okay, as an auditor, how will you report? Yes, 12% of net profits has been paid as managerial remuneration during the year. As an auditor, how do you report on the above situation, on the given situation? As per section 197, the overall limit is 11% of the net profit. The exceeding percentage, no, that is for inadequate profits. That I am coming to again. Abhi you tell me, 12% of net profit. Exactly. No reporting will be done under clause 11 of para 3 of CARO 2016, a private limited, and section 197 of the Companies Act 2013 does not apply to a private company. You understand? So, no reporting. You understand? No. नाम में क्या रखा है? नाम में आंसर है. You understand? No. It does not apply to a private limit. CARO can be applicable, but CARO में clause 11 of CARO will never be applicable to a private limited company. ठीक है. So you've learned one more thing, no? कि CARO does not apply, that clause 11 managerial remuneration will not apply. Okay, right. So 11% of the net profits, that is what is given as per section 197. Then not applicable to private companies. Then what is included in managerial remuneration? What is included in managerial remuneration? The salary, the commission, the perquisites, given to the directors of the company, the incentives given. What is not included in managerial remuneration? Yes, what is not included? Sitting fees and professional fees. Sitting fees for attending the board meetings and the professional fees for rendering services of a professional nature not included in managerial remuneration. Okay, not included in managerial remuneration. This should have all been green in color. Okay. Right, so 11% of net profits, not applicable to private companies. What is to be included? What is not to be included? What if the company has inadequate profits or absence of profits? Inadequate or absence of profits, then it can pay up to the limits specified in schedule 5. And what if they want to exceed that limit or double that limit? Exceed or double the limit? Special resolution in the general meeting and wonderful prior approval of the central government. You understand? What does it say? Yes, 11% of net profits, not applicable to private companies. What is included in MR and what is not included in MR? So sitting fees, what did we say? Not included. Professional fees, not included. And what if the company wants to pay managerial remuneration in case of inadequate or absence of profit? They can pay up to the limit specified in the Schedule 5. And what if they want to exceed that limit or double that limit? They need to pass a special resolution in the general meeting, and also prior approval of the central government is to be obtained. And what if the company has paid excess managerial remuneration? Excess managerial remuneration, steps taken to secure refund of the same. Steps taken to secure refund of the same. You're understanding? So much of auditor chashma you have to write in your answer, no? So much of points you have for auditor chashma. Audit procedures. Because wo managerial remuneration has never been there in the Caro reporting in the history of Caro. So first time it has come, managerial remuneration. So like in November 16, they asked you Carlos 12, na? Nidhi company, what is the reporting and the audit procedures? Now they may ask you managerial remuneration. Does everybody understand managerial remuneration? Yes, let us just see the points over here first. Right, so managerial remuneration. What does it say? Whether managerial remuneration has been paid or provided for in accordance with the requisite approvals mandated under section 197 read with schedule 5. If not, the amount involved and the steps taken by the company for securing refund of the same. So as per section 197, maximum ceiling is 11% of the net profit. Section 197 is not applicable to a private company. Right, then what is included in managerial remuneration? Salary, perquisites, commission. What is not included? Sitting fees and professional services ka fee. Are you getting what I'm saying? Right, then no profits or inadequate profits within the limits prescribed. And what if they want to exceed the limit? Yes, the limit as prescribed shall be doubled by passing a special resolution, and also it says the prior approval of the central government is required. And how do you do the reporting of the default? Payment made to director, whole-time director, managing director, manager. Amount paid provided in excess of the limit. Amount due for recovery. Steps taken to secure the recovery, and the marks if any. Yes, does everybody get that? Managerial remuneration. Right, managerial remuneration. Right, so with that we shall stop here for today. Tomorrow we will complete with Caro, and when we will also, yes, do a lot of company audit chapter. Yes, that is chapter number 4, company accounts and audit. Chart. Where is it? It's all gone. See? I don't know this computer. She's saying 4 बज गया ना, तो इसलिए कंप्यूटर नहीं चल रहा.